7.1.2 says if Selby decides to withdraw 100,000 from the account at the end of 3 years from now, how much will he have in the account at the end of 4 years from now? So here we can draw a little time, forgot what these things are called, but if we draw a little timeline, it's called the timeline, and section it in terms of 4 years, we have 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and then our 4th year here, which that's not really pretty. So let me do that again. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then 4 years. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That's the first year, that's the second year, the third year, and then the 4th year. And now they're saying that at the end of the 3rd year, so first year, second year, 3rd year, we complete 1 year, complete 2 years, we complete 3 years over here. So at this point, we've covered 3 years. They say he subtracts 100,000 or withdraws 100,000 from his account, and then he continues. So if Selby decides to withdraw 100,000 from the account at the end of 3 years from now, how much will he have in the account at the end of the 4 years from now? So he carries on making the monthly payments, but he just withdraws some money from the savings account, and we want to find out how much he will have at this point. So the best way to solve this problem is to use already the information that we've already calculated in 7.1.1. Now what we calculated in 7.1.1 was the amount that he has after the entire 4 years. So theoretically, if all goes well and he doesn't withdraw, we already know him to have 283,972.28 in his account at the end of the 4 years. But now let's consider the timeline where he withdraws 100,000 after 3 years. So if we were to do that and we still wanted to know how much he has at the end of the 4 years, we need to understand the implications of withdrawing before the end of your investing life. So he decided on investing life for 4 years, but at the end of 3 years withdraws some money. Now that money could have earned interest for how long? That 100,000 that he takes out, it could have earned interest for about a year. So he's not only losing the 100,000, or he's not only withdrawing the 100,000 from the account, but he's also removing the possibility of earning interest on that amount. So what we do in order to find the amount that he has in this current timeline will be the amount that he would have had if there were no withdrawals, which is the 283,972.28. And then we're going to subtract 100,000, but not only 100,000, the 100,000 including the interest that it would have earned, which is an interest at the same rate, 0.088, which is 8.8% over 4, and in a space of 1 year it would have earned interest 4 times, because it's being compounded quarterly. So if you put this on your calculator, you find that at the end of the 4 years, instead of 283,000, he now has 174,877.16, like that. So that's the best way to solve this problem. But the other way in which you could solve this problem is you could calculate, actually using the future value formula like we did in 7.1.1, actually calculate how much you will have at this point, right? So if you find the value or the amount of money, including its interest, that he has using the future value formula after 3 years, you can then subtract 100,000 from that amount. Once you subtracted 100,000 from that amount, you now find out how much interest that amount will earn. So the answer from this, let's call it now the present value at 3 years. Now you want to find out after another year how much interest would the remainder of that money get. So we say A will be equal to P 1 plus I over M over N times M, of which we already know that's just 1 year compounding 4, so it would look something like that. But not only that, right, we also have his monthly installments that he's still paying, so it'll be this plus the monthly installments that he is still paying, which we can still use the future value formula again in order to find that value, minus 1 all over I, like that. So that's the other way in which you could solve it, but the best way would be to solve it this way. But if you understand this one, then this is already the mock formula. All you need to do is substitute the values and you'll have your answer.